Have you ever heard someone declare that a cultural phenomenon, like a specific music genre or subculture, is dead even when you can clearly see its influence and community still thriving? It is a common sentiment in cultural discourse, often sparking confusion and debate. To academics, the phrase "goth is dead" typically does not imply the subculture has completely vanished. Instead, it signifies the perceived end of goth's initial period of radical innovation, its subversive potential, or its primary role as a countercultural force. Academics are often looking at the asterisk function and evolution of a subculture, rather than simply its continued presence. This academic perspective stems from well-established subcultural theory, which often analyzes subcultures through distinct developmental phases. The first phase, or primary phase, is marked by the subculture's genesis, characterized by its innovative artistic expressions, unique social practices, and a strong sense of resistance against mainstream norms. This is where goth, in its formative years, was truly alive and defining itself. However, as a subculture gains traction, it enters a secondary phase of diffusion and potential commercialization. Here, elements of its style, music, or philosophy might be appropriated by the mainstream, losing some of its original subversive edge. For many academics, this is the point where the subculture, in its original radical form, might be considered dead because its primary function as an oppositional force has diminished. The third, or tertiary, phase often sees the subculture evolve into a more heritage-focused community, celebrating its history and preserving its aesthetic, yet with less emphasis on groundbreaking innovation. Understanding this academic lens means approaching discussions about subculture death with a critical eye. When you encounter this assertion, consider the context and the underlying theoretical framework being employed. Ask whether the argument is about the cessation of new artistic output, the erosion of countercultural meaning through mainstream absorption, or merely a generational lament for a bygone era. This helps to differentiate between a personal feeling of decline and a sociological analysis of cultural change. An important concept in this discussion is subcultural capital. This refers to the knowledge, authenticity, and distinctive taste accumulated by members within a subculture. As a subculture like goth becomes more integrated into mainstream culture, this distinct subcultural capital can diminish for original or long-standing members, leading to a feeling that the subculture has lost its special quality. Some contemporary theorists also propose that traditional subcultures are transforming into more fluid Niwu tribes, which are less rigid in their membership and identity, further complicating the notion of a subculture's lifespan. By examining the phrase "goth is dead" through an academic lens, we gain a much richer understanding of subcultural dynamics. It highlights how cultural movements evolve, adapt, and sometimes transform their meaning and function over time. This perspective allows us to appreciate goth not just as a static entity but as a living, breathing cultural expression that has undergone significant shifts since its inception, continually shaping and being shaped by its participants and the broader society.